Okay, Jessica, let's take a look at your swim stroke. We're going to start here with a side view, and I have the above water view up top here and the below water view um, on the bottom part of the screen. Very nice head position here. Okay, here's the first thing I see though. We look at your recovery, and there's actually two things. One, we'd like to see this elbow bent a little bit when you recover rather than the straight arm recovery. And here is the effect of that straight arm recovery. Your arm's going to remain straight and stick out in front of your body here. And then the arm goes in the reverse order of what we'd like to see. First, to hit the water is the upper arm, followed by the elbow, followed by the forearm, and finally the hand and fingers. We'd like to see the exact opposite, where the hand and fingers pierce a hole in the water, and that's followed by the wrist, by the forearm, and finally the upper arm through that same hole in the water. You've got a little bit of a bend on your left arm, but still the same thing. If you maintain that bend in the arm here, and let's just draw what'll happen. The upper arm will move over here, lower arm out here, and then eventually upper arm, lower arm pierces the water about 6 to 8 inches in front of your head. That hand goes through a hole right here in the water, and as you move forward, the forearm follows right through that hole, and then the upper arm follows through that same hole in the water. The problem is with this, whenever you hang something out in front of your body above the water, what happens is if something here is up high, something back here has to go low. So you hang your arm out here, your feet drop. Your feet drop, all kinds of bad things happen. Here's one of the results of those bad things happening. So come back here. Okay. Your arm is in the water. You're in a good position here. Um, your arm is extended, pointed out. You've got good extension there. Um, Actually, before I go there, let me just go ahead and go here. We've got too much of the head out of the water, and we'll come back to that. So good extension here. What we would like to see, that upper arm stay in about this position, and then we do what we call a catch, where you bend slightly at the elbow and bend at the wrist. Okay, that's the catch portion. So your arm is in a good position now um, to do a pull. So we move from the catch position to the pull, where that elbow stays in a nice high position. The forearm moves down and the hand down like this. And then the next position, maybe that elbow lowers just slightly, but not much. And then the forearm and wrist. This is sometimes referred to as wrapping your arm around a barrel. So if we had a barrel down in the water here, you wrap your arm around that barrel and then you're pulling backwards. This position of the arm gives you a lot of pull backwards, um, and that's what we want. So we want this catch followed by the pull. What happens when you hang that arm out in front of you, like happened with you, like I said, your legs, your hips are going to want to drop. One way to counteract that drop is to take and push downward with this hand. Instead of pulling backwards, you're going to push down because that downward push will raise your legs. That's what we see right here, that downward push. And then finally, oh, wrong way. Somewhere in here, you start to pull backwards. Um, so what happens is you have missed the opportunity from here to here. You've missed all this opportunity to pull. You're only pushing downward so that you can get those legs back up. As you can see right here, your body position is quite at an angle here. We'd like to see it as horizontal as possible. That angle was created by two things. One was hanging the arm out above the water out here. The other was lifting the head. And we'll see the head position a little better as you get a little further along, get a little closer to the camera. We can see here again the arm sticking all the way out where the hand's the last thing to go in. Another thing that causes is it causes you to swim relatively flat. There's a good shot of the head. So we start here, and you can see a pretty good head position. We can see some of the swim cap underneath the water. You're looking somewhat down, maybe a little, we'd want to see it a little further down on the head, and maybe we will if we go back a little. Yeah, that's maybe a little bit better head position. But as you go forward here, you watch the head up here. It's coming up. Right here we can see the entire top of your head and some of the left side of your head as well. So that head lifted up and then rotated. You can see the angle of your head is something like this. The angle of your body's like this. So we want to keep that head in line with the spine. Rather than lift and rotate, we want to just leave the forehead down in the water and rotate to the side. Head lifting is another thing that causes the lower body to drop. Here also, over rotation. We'd like to see you stop at about halfway where your eyes are pointing out to the side. But as we'll see here, you keep rotating and your eyes are pointing way up at the sky. It may feel like it's necessary to rotate that far, but it's definitely not. You can get plenty of air with your head sideways like this, like it is right here. So, a couple things. Definitely get that arm into the water 6 to 8 inches in front of your head. So you're going to think of coming at, rather than extending that arm out, you're going to want to come from here down at a steep angle. Get that upper arm in. Make the fingers the first thing to enter the water, shortly in front of your head. Once that happens, the hand comes out and will end up in that position right there. The hand will pierce the water and then extend out underneath the water. That will keep these legs and hips from dropping. Another way that we prevent our lower body from dropping is a big kick, and you can see that big kick here. Lots of bubbles, legs sticking way down here. All that movement offers a lot of resistance in the water, and resistance is definitely not your friend in the water. So the first thing to work on is the head position. Keep a nice low head like this. Well, beautiful head position right there. Beautiful. Let me go back to where right there. We can see um, eyes are looking down and maybe slightly forward. Nice. Pretty much in line with your spine. Very nice. Beautiful head position. From here, you just want to rotate that head straight to the side. I like to think of trying to leave my forehead here and rotating my chin up. I want to try to get my chin higher than my forehead. You end up being pretty level, but the thought process for me is to rotate that chin up and not the forehead. You definitely don't want to lift that head. So keep that head in a really nice position. We don't need to rotate both goggles out of the water. There is a pocket of air right here that's available for you to breathe. So head position when you take a breath and getting these arms in with fingertips first, shortly in front of your head. Those are the two biggest things. Once those happen, this lower body will stay up higher on the water. Your body position will be more horizontal rather than at an angle like this, and lots of good things will happen then. Good job. Keep working on that swim. Maintain that head position. Get those arms in the water.